Star Trek. First Contact is the only TNG movie that still matters. When it comes to Star Trek, the next generation's big screen outings, the franchise never quite replicated the balance of spectacle, philosophy, and character-driven storytelling that defined the series. Across four films, Generations 1994, First Contact 1996, Insurrection 1998, and Nemesis 2002, only one truly endured as a cultural and franchise landmark. Star Trek. First Contact isn't just the best of the bunch. It's the only one that still feels vital to the Star Trek legacy. The reasons go beyond box office performance or critical acclaim. It's about resonance, relevance, and the way the film crystallizes everything that made TNG and Star Trek as a whole work at its best. A villain that truly mattered. The Borg were the next generation's greatest creation, and First Contact gave them the cinematic treatment they deserved. While the Borg had first appeared in the series and reached terrifying new heights in The Best of Both Worlds, the movie expanded their mythos by introducing the Borg Queen. The character gave the collective a face and voice, one that challenged Captain Picard on a personal and psychological level. Unlike Nemesis's villainous clone of Picard or the forgettable antagonist of Insurrection, the Borg weren't just another adversary. They were the adversary, an existential threat with chilling relevance even decades later. In an age where technology continues to advance rapidly, the Borg remain one of science fiction's most enduring metaphors for loss of individuality in the face of assimilation. Their presence in First Contact ensures the movie retains a bite that the other TNG films have long since lost. Picard's greatest test. In First Contact, Picard's arc is raw, human, and deeply compelling. Haunted by his assimilation as Locutus, he wrestles with vengeance, trauma, and obsession. Patrick Stewart delivers one of his finest Star Trek performances here, showing a version of Picard that's both heroic and deeply flawed. The iconic "the line must be drawn here" speech remains one of the most powerful moments in all of Star Trek, a dramatic peak that the other TNG movies never came close to replicating. Unlike the philosophical meandering of Insurrection or the hollow melodrama of Nemesis, First Contact gave us Picard at his most layered, facing not just an external enemy, but the darkest parts of himself. A story worthy of cinema. One of the biggest criticisms of the TNG films is that they often felt like extended episodes rather than cinematic events. Generations struggled under the weight of being both a send-off for Captain Kirk and a debut for the TNG crew, while Insurrection's Planet of the Week story could have been told in a two-parter on TV. First Contact avoided this pitfall. Its time travel narrative, which sent the crew back to humanity's first warp flight, carried real dramatic weight. By tying the Borg conflict to one of the most pivotal moments in Federation history, the movie gave itself stakes that felt bigger than the average adventure. It wasn't just another mission. It was the survival of the future itself. That scope made the story feel like it truly belonged on the big screen. A love letter to Trek's optimism. At the same time, First Contact celebrated the very heart of Star Trek, its optimism. The subplot with Zefram Cochrane, the reluctant father of warp drive, contrasted Picard's grim battle with the Borg. Through Geordi Law Forge, Riker, and Troy's interactions with Cochrane, we see the wonder and humor that define TNG. The moment of first contact between humans and Vulcans is one of the franchise's most hopeful, a perfect reminder of Star Trek's core vision of a better future built through cooperation and exploration. Other TNG films often forgot this balance. Nemesis drowned in darkness without enough hope to counterbalance it, while Insurrection tried too hard to recapture the spirit of the show but lacked ambition. Only First Contact managed to combine a thrilling, action-packed plot with an affirmation of Trek's timeless idealism. Cultural staying power. When people talk about the TNG movies today, First Contact is almost always the one mentioned. Its imagery, the Borg cube looming over Earth, Picard wielding a phaser rifle in his ripped uniform, the haunting biomechanical designs of the Borg Queen, have all become ingrained in Trek's cultural memory. By contrast, Insurrection feels dated and inconsequential. Nemesis is remembered mostly for being a low point, and Generations has the unfortunate legacy of Kirk's awkward death. First Contact, though, still gets revisited, quoted, and celebrated by fans. It even influenced later Trek, Star Trek. Picard leaned heavily into Borg mythology, and elements of First Contact's visual and thematic style echo in modern Trek storytelling. Why it's